afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another video that I'm going to make to try and help my clients and people that are interested in knowing more about Panama. I sit down with a lot of clients in my office every day as they come in, and as I've mentioned before in other videos, I quite often get asked more questions about Panama, things about Panama. And I find that I do a lot of things that are more about helping people relocate than actually dealing with real estate issues, which is fine. I love helping people. I love teaching people. I love educating people. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Ken Norton. I've been in Panama for about 4 years now. I own a company called Panama Properties, and we focus on selling real estate all the way from Pedicee up to all the popular beach areas like Coronado, San Carlos, and then up into Panama City with a specific focus on Casco Viejo, which is the old part of Panama City. So I love making these videos to help people to understand more about Panama, the questions they have about Panama, and making wise decision if Panama is for them or not. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the top 10 reasons why to choose Panama. So a lot of people look at Costa Rica, Colombia, other countries like Paraguay, Uruguay, uh, Nicaragua, Guatemala, these places. And if they're for you, I encourage you to go there. There's no problem with that. But the people that are looking into Panama, that's what this video is about. So Panama is really well known for its canal. It's been in the news a little bit more lately due to the recent American politics that have been happening. Panama's popped up a lot more. We're also, though, there's a lot more to Panama than just the canal. There's culture. There's a rich culture here. There's unbelievable amounts of eco biodiversity here. There's 161 different microclimates throughout this small country. So it's quite an amazing place to live, to travel in, to explore. I love every day in Panama. I really, really do. After being here for 4 years, I'm still fascinated by the beauty of this country. So the big thing that a lot of people don't recognize or don't know when they start doing their research is that Panama operates on the US dollar. It's a really big factor on why people choose being here is the US dollar. Okay, so the official currency of Panama is the Balboa, but the Balboa is pegged to the US dollar 1 to 1. That means one Balboa is exactly the same as one US dollar. In Panama, we use US currency. We use the greenback, as they call it. So it's US dollars, US $5, $20, $100 bills. Okay. We use American coins as well. Now, the only time that you'll see anything that's a Balboa pop up is there's $1 coins, there's 50-cent coins. That's it. So sometimes in your pocket, you got a mix of US coins and Balboa coins. But as far as cash, as far as transactions go, if you're buying real estate in Panama, you're buying it in US dollars. Okay. So that's a very, very important thing that people need to know. Secondly, another thing that a lot of people is very important to their lives, sometimes more important than other things, is the weather. For example, I lived in Japan for almost 9 years, and I went through earthquakes and typhoons, and I said I would never live somewhere again where I wake up in the middle of the night and my bed is shaking as I'm sleeping. So where I specifically live in Panama, which is Panama City and Pedicee, we don't have earthquakes. So that's super important to me. Panama also doesn't have hurricanes. Panama doesn't have tropical storms. We don't even have tornadoes in Panama. So the weather is extremely safe, predictable, and stable in Panama. That's really, really important to a lot of people. We have two seasons in Panama. We have dry season and we have wet season. That's what we have. I prefer to call it dry season and green season is what I like to call it because during wet season, everything just turns emerald green. The rainforests all come out. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of year to be in Panama during green season. Depending on where you live in Panama, really, really dictates whether how much rain you get during rainy season. Boquete, places which is a very, very popular expat area where we do sell a lot of real estate in Boquete as well. They get a lot more rain than other areas like Tennessee, where we only get a couple hours of rain per day during wet season. So it really depends on which microclimate that you're in, depending on how much rain you get. Safety and security. Obviously, that's a huge factor that people are looking for when they're relocating countries, when they're emigrating to a new country. Panama is considered one of the safest countries in all of Latin America, not just Central America, but all Latin America. And areas like Boquete, areas like Pedesi are some of the safest parts of Panama on top of that. Yeah, there's a few dodgy areas of Panama, like up near Colón or Portobello. These areas are a little bit, a little bit more sketchier, but generally most of the expat popular areas are pretty safe, pretty secure. And Panama as a whole, as a country, is a very, very safe place. Political stability. This is a huge one because you don't want to live in a banana republic, as they call them. Since 1989, when Noriega went out, Panama's enjoyed democratic elections. Panama has had an election every 5 years or 4 years, sorry. They have a very stable political system with fair and democratic systems. Okay, that's not saying there's no corruption here, but there's corruption. But democratically, they are a democratic country with a democratic elected government. That's very important. They trade with the major trading partners like U.S., Canada, most of Europe. They're recognized as being a democratic country, so that's hugely important. There's no coups, there's no violence. The politicians represent the people. Is it perfect? No, it's definitely not perfect, but nowhere is perfect. But it is definitely a politically stable country. That's huge when choosing a country that you want to move to. Visa requirements. So getting residency in Panama is fairly easy. They're fairly open. The Friendly Nations visa, which requires currently, as of this video, a $200,000 investment, is open to over 50 countries throughout the world. And then there's the Pensionado visa. So if you're retired and you have a lifetime pension and you can prove that you pull in as an individual, $1,000 US per month. Basically, you snap your fingers, you put a little bit of paperwork in, we hook you up with a lawyer, and you have your permanent residence for the rest of your life. So that's something that a lot of other countries don't offer, or you have to buy into visas and you have to renew them every few years. We're talking about permanent residence here, done fairly simply in Panama. Affordable cost of living. Um, Family of four going to private school with all the bills, maybe $4,000 a month. A couple living here, two people living in a house, 2,000, $2,500 a month is a very reasonable budget to have a very good standard of living in Panama. Next, modern infrastructure and rapid development is really important. Panama is one of the most developed countries in Central America and really in most of Latin America as well. Over the last 10, 15 years, Panama has just moved forward in leaps and bounds. I have Panamanian friends that lived in the city 15 years ago in Panama City, and when they come back, they can't believe how fast it's moved forward. It's a modern skyline. It's a modern city. It's not without its problems, as it grows, and civil planning is something that sometimes is lackluster. But as an overall, it's got good roads. It's got, fairly stable electricity. The water system is a work in progress, but every single year it gets better. It's not getting worse, it's getting better here all the time. Is it first world standards? Nope. Is it, for lack of a better term, second world standards? It definitely is. It's a developing country, but it has some of the best and most modern infrastructure. Where I live in Tennessee, I have 1 gigabyte internet. Okay, high speed fiber optic internet in my house at 1 gigabyte download speeds. I didn't have that in Canada. Okay, so it's actually the internet's better. And with Starlink now coming in, even if you're in a remote area, it's a game changer. So that type of stuff is easy to access. Quality healthcare. So Panama's healthcare system is highly rated, especially in Panama City. There's hospitals here that are connected with John Hopkins back in America. A lot of the doctors are foreign trained as far as being trained in Europe, America, Canada, places like that. It is top-notch healthcare. It's affordable with a little bit of private healthcare insurance. You get to go to the Panamanian private hospitals. For example, I pay about $90 a month. I'm 46 years old, and that covers me for $500,000 in healthcare a year. So it is very, very robust, modern healthcare system, especially in Panama City. Biodiversity, like I said in my introduction to this video, Panama has over 161 microclimates. There's rainforests, there's deserts, there's mountains, there's beaches. There's, I mean, everything you ask for. There's monkeys and toucans and parrots and sloths and I can never remember the name of the animal, but they're like a capybara. It's unbelievable the biodiversity here. I would argue, and some people would argue against me, it's actually more biodiverse and greater natural beauty than Costa Rica, but it's just not promoted the same. Um, so whether you're looking for a tropical environment, a mountain environment, but if you're looking for safety, security, and all the things that we've talked about in this video, these are the reasons why I chose Panama. These are the reasons why a lot of people choose Panama. So it's really, really, look deeper into it. If you got questions on things, you're looking for real estate, you're trying to figure out what area you want to be in, reach out to me. Reach out to me. My information's all over the website. My information's everywhere. Reach out to me. I'm always happy to have that conversation and help you get started on your journey. Okay? Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative, and I look forward to meeting you guys soon. Take care.